not saying people are old, but you get what we're doing here. We're going to start with Gino Smith. He's got a new home in Las Vegas, reunited with his old head coach, Pete Carroll, who had this to say about his quarterback.
Gino was a really important part of this puzzle putting it together. And, we've had really a rich background, and it's really important to me because I know what we can count on. We have a guy that's such a great worker. He's grown so much through his career, been through so much and overcome so much. I love the way he approaches the game. He's serious, he's competitive, works his tail off, and he's a great leader in that regard.
All that sounds great. Acho, how do you like the fit of Gino in Vegas?
I love the fit of Gino Smith in Vegas, mainly because of his consistency. 2 out of the last 3 years, Gino Smith has thrown for over 4,000 yards. You've seen him not only get better, but become a more consistent passer. Over the last 3 years, over nearly 11,000 yards thrown. And so for me, the consistency of quarterback, now back with a coach who you have familiarity with, all of a sudden that's something and someone you can build around. So I think it's a great fit for Gino Smith and also a better fit for the Raiders because they have an opportunity to build.
I love it. All right, let's go to New York, where, of course, they've seen some quarterback turnover in the past few years. We're going to talk about that. New head coach Aaron Glenn is hoping to change that with his new quarterback, Justin Fields.
Listen, obviously we want to utilize his legs, all right, but we also want him to play quarterback. This offseason, we're going to allow him, doing OTAs, to go out there and run an offense. And we're going to make sure we surround him with the right type of people. It's going to make him successful. And you're right. I mean, against us, he did create some damage. And that is one of the reasons why, I want him to be a part of what we're doing. But I think he's a dynamic player. And I think there's more that we can get out of that player. And I'm looking forward to that.
I agree, Coach Glenn. Tim, how can Aaron Glenn make sure that Justin Fields is set up for success in this offense?
Well, I think you start off by doing the stuff that you know he's good at doing. And so I think that's, you hear the sound bite from him. Hey, look, we're going to use his legs, but we want him to play quarterback. And I think there's definitely some blueprints that have been, that are out there, whether it was, Cam Newton's development in Carolina, whether it's been, the development in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, whether it's been Jalen Hurts' development in Philadelphia. There have been plenty of guys who people would say, you know what, he's got to develop as a passer. But in that process, we're still going to win games because these guys are really good football players. And so I think that same thing can happen with Justin Fields based on his ability and his willingness to learn.
The move is intended to add some competition to Anthony Richardson and their quarterback room. GM Chris Ballard joined the Up and Adams show and spoke on why he's such a fan of adding competition.
I think anytime you can have competition at any position, because it's the quarterback, everybody's going to scrutinize it to the 100th degree. But I think the competition, because the skill sets are similar, they're both good dudes. I think they're going to make each other not only on the field, but in the meeting room. I think they're going to make each other better. And I think that's going to be great for both of them and